ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, അറിയൂ വൈദ്യ എന്ന യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനലിലേക്ക് ഏവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം.
ഹലോ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത് മറുപിള്ള അഥവാ പ്ലാസന്റയുടെ ഫോർമേഷൻ, പ്ലാസന്റയുടെ അബ്നോർമാലിറ്റീസ്, പ്ലാസന്റയുടെ ക്ലിനിക്കൽ മാനിഫെസ്റ്റേഷൻ. നമുക്കപ്പോൾ വീഡിയോയിലോട്ട് പോകാം.
Hello friends, we are today going to discuss something about placenta formation. So in this section we are going to deal placenta formation. Only the eutherian mammals possess placenta. The human placenta is discoid in shape, hemochorial, because of direct contact of the chorion with the maternal blood and decidua, because some maternal tissues is shed at the time of parturition. So I will repeat, only the eutherian mammals possess the placenta. The human placenta is discoid in shape. The shape of placenta is discoid, hemochorial. Hemochorial means because of the direct contact of chorion with the maternal blood and deciduum, it is called as hemochorial. Because some maternal tissues is shed at parturition. So now we move on to the section that is placenta formation, development and its abnormalities. So the placenta is attached to the uterine wall and establishes the connection between the mother and fetus through the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord is the connection between the mother and fetus. So the placenta is attached to our uterus, that is our uterine wall. Okay. Next we move on to the formation. The placenta formation consists of two plates, that is chorionic plate and basal plate. The chorionic plate is, it lies internally. The chorionic plate lies internally and the umbilical cord is attached to this plate. Umbilical cord gets attached to this plate. And the basal plate lies to the maternal aspect. And intervillar space, there is a space, it contains stem villi with their branches. The space is filled with maternal blood. Here the space get filled with the maternal blood. Now the space is filled with the maternal blood and it is bound on the inner side by the chorionic plate. It is bound on inner side, we can see the chorionic plate, it is bound, and the outer side by the basal plate. So outside is bound by the basal plate. We have seen in the figure, that is a fetal circulation and maternal circulation, how the placenta connects. So then we have some difference between this chorionic plate and basal plate. This chorionic plate, I have told, it is coming from outside to inside, but the basal plate is from outside to inside. Both are from outside to inside. But the first, that is a chorionic plate, it is made of primitive mesenchymal tissue. The chorionic plate is made of primitive mesenchymal tissue, while the basal plate is made of part of the compact and spongy layer of decidua basalis. It is made of compact and spongy layer of decidua basalis. And this chorionic layer has a layer of cytotrophoblast. It has a layer of cytotrophoblast, but basal plate has cytotrophoblastic shell. It has a shell. So then another difference is that it is syncytiotrophoblast, that is both are syncytiotrophoblast. Now the development. The placenta is developed from the two sources. That is, the placenta is developed from two sources. The principal component is fetal, which developed from the chorion, it developed from the chorion. The maternal component consists of Decidua basalis. The maternal component consists of the maternal component comprises of Decidua basalis. When the interstitial implantation is completed on 11th day, the interstitial implantation is completed on the 11th day, the blastocyst is surrounded. Our blastocyst is surrounded on all the sides by lacunar space around the cord. The lacunar space around the cord is called as tuberculae. The tuberculae which develop the stem villi on the 13th day. On the 13th day, the tuberculae develop the stem villi, and it will connect with the chorion plate with the basal plate. It will connect the chorion plate with the basal plate. The primary, secondary and tertiary villi are successfully developed from the stem villi. From the stem villi, the primary, secondary and tertiary villi are developing. As the growth of embryo proceeds, our embryo starts growing, the decidua becomes thinner. The decidua becomes thin, and it beginning at the 6th week. It starts to appear at 6th week, converting the chorion. The chorion get converted into the form of chorionic villi. Now we move on to the functions. What are the functions of placenta? The main functions of placenta are: first one, transfer of nutrients and waste products between the mother and fetus. That is, our mother and fetus should get transported the nutrients as well as the waste products. It helps in the respiratory, excretory and nutritive function. It will help in respiratory, excretory as well as the nutritive function. What are the endocrine functions? Placenta is an endocrine gland. As we know, our placenta is an endocrine gland. It produces both steroid and peptide hormones. It will provide two hormones, that is peptide and steroid hormones. For what reason they provide? To maintain the pregnancy. Next is the barrier function. Barrier function, then immunological function. Barrier function as well as the immunological function. Now we move on to the placental abnormalities. What and all things we have seen abnormally in the placenta. So we are moving on to the section. There is a marked variation in the morphology. That is, we can see variations in size, shape, weight of placenta. First one, we are going to deal placenta secundariata. That is 3% chances are there. The morphology is one or more small lobes of placenta may be placed at varying distance from the main placental margin. From the main placental margin, one or small lobes of placenta may be placed at varying distance. The distance may be placed very long. The accessory lobe is developed from the activated villi on the chorionic leaf. In the cases of absence of blood vessels, it is also known as the placenta spuria. It is also known as the placenta spuria. Diagnosis. In clinics, how we diagnose it? Made after the expulsion of placenta. It is made after the expulsion of placenta. There is a gap in the chorion. We can see some gap in the chorion. The torn end of the blood vessels are found. We can see the torn end of the blood vessels. Blood vessels, we can see the torn end actually. And now we move on to the clinical significance. Clinical significance, it may lead to postpartum hemorrhage. It will lead to postpartum hemorrhage. Then uterine sepsis. Polyp formation. It will form some polyp. How we can treat it? Exploration of the uterus. Exploration of uterus. Removal of the lobe under general anesthesia. We should remove the lobe under the general anesthesia. Now we move on to placenta extracoriolis. What do you mean by placenta extracoriolis? A uterine fibrous ring is present at the margin of the chorionic plate where the fetal vessels appear to terminate. It is a fibrous ring which is seen at the margin of the chorionic plate where the fetal vessels gets terminate. Clinical significance: increased chances of abortion. We can see more abortion in these cases. Excessive watery vaginal discharge. In the vaginal discharge, the content may be fluid most, and antepartum hemorrhage or APH. We can see APH, growth retardation of baby. The baby gets growth retarded and preterm delivery. I hope all of you have understand something regarding the topic placental formation and its function and its abnormalities. Today's section have ended here. Thank you.
ഈ വീഡിയോ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടെങ്കിൽ പ്ലീസ് ഡു ലൈക്ക് ഷെയർ കമന്റ് ആൻഡ് സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ്